The death of the token pool. Uniswap just codified the end of the liquidity pool as a static destination. For 8 years, decentralized trading relied on the AMM model, where you sent a token into a box and pulled another one out based on a curve. But as of June 2026, the architecture has flipped. We are moving from a world of pools to a world of intents, where the protocol no longer manages your trade and manages your outcome. This shift isn't just an upgrade, it's a total re-engineering of how on-chain capital finds its way to a counterparty. The move to intent-native logic. In the V4 era, we saw the rise of the singleton contract and custom hooks, but the intent-native layer goes further by decoupling the user from the execution path. When you interact with the protocol today, you are signing a cryptographically secured goal, not a transaction. This means you no longer care if your liquidity sits on Ethereum, an L2, or the Unichain rollup. The protocol now uses a network of fillers to find the cheapest path across fragmented silos. Think of it like moving from manually driving through traffic to an automated logistics system that simply ensures your package arrives by 6 p.m., regardless of the route. Unichain and the sequencing pivot. The real structural engine for this change is the Unichain validation network. By moving the sequencing and block building into its own verifiable environment, Uniswap has essentially built its own matching engine. This allows for near-instant finality, which is a requirement for cross-chain intent fulfillment. In previous versions, you were at the mercy of the base layer's block time and MEV searchers. Now the protocol uses verifiable block building to internalize that value. It is an engineering pivot from being a simple dApp to becoming a foundational clearing layer for the entire superchain ecosystem. The competitive filler economy. The most interesting design trade-off in this intent-native model is the reliance on off-chain fillers. These are professional market makers and searchers who compete in Dutch auctions to satisfy user intents. While this drastically reduces gas costs and eliminates failed trade fees, it shifts the power from the passive liquidity provider to the active, sophisticated actor. We are seeing the protocol evolve into a high-frequency matching engine, where the on-chain pools are effectively just the backstop. If a filler can find a better price off-chain or through private inventory, the on-chain pool never even sees the trade. This fundamentally changes the yield profile for the average provider who used to rely on every swap hitting the pool. The signal under the noise. The transition to an intent-native liquidity layer proves that the AMM is no longer the primary product, it is the settlement rail. By integrating Unichain and the filler network, Uniswap is solving the fragmentation problem that nearly broke DeFi in 2025. For the engineer, this means the focus moves from optimizing curves to optimizing cross-chain message passing and filler competition. For the user, the complexity of gas and bridging is finally being abstracted away into a single signature. The real implication is that the DEX has become a clearinghouse. We are moving toward a future where liquidity is a global commodity rather than a series of isolated pools. Watch the percentage of volume filled by off-chain actors compared to on-chain pools over the next 6 months. That ratio is the only metric that determines if the intent-native experiment actually succeeds in capturing the market. Subscribe for more